Hey everybody, this is HD StarCraft, and I'm here to bring you guys another Heart of the Swarm broadcast. In the top right-hand corner of the map, we are going to be looking at the blue Zerg player, and his name is Kaldi. Recall, I casted a game of him playing against Kami, and he is one of the top-level StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm players. His opponent, though, is going to be none other than tt.WhiteRa, and he's going to be the red Protoss in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. He's going to go ahead and throw a pylon down, so it looks like he wants to go for a Forge Fast Expand or a Nexus first. We'll have to see what he wants to do, and of course, Kaldi will probably look to go for an expand after he gets his spawning pool down. Now, I've been kind of casting a lot more WhiteRa games again. He just released a new replay pack, in fact, replay pack number 5. He kind of does these in little bursts, but a lot of good games in there, and already I was able to cast one of the most epic PVZs I've seen in a while, and he did some great play there. Definitely feel like that guy, Lord RC, I just don't know who it was. I'm trying to think right now of the players on EG that are Zerg, and you know, I feel like it had to be one of the EG players. I feel like it had to be HDRA or Machine. I just don't know. We'll have to. We'll see. Maybe somebody will come out and post it in the comments below that video or something. But regardless, let's just go ahead and get into this game here because he is going to be playing another Zerg player. Of course, this isn't EG anything, but it is Kaldi, and Kaldi, we've seen a couple of we've seen a couple of good games from him so far. Pretty talented Zerg players, so it should be interesting. The pylon is going to be canceled from WhiteRa because he realizes, okay, that drone has left the area, most likely is going to become the hatchery at the third location, so there's no reason to let that pylon go up. Rather cancel it, get the money back for now, and when the drone tries to come and make a hatchery, the third hatchery, he can re-erect the pylon up if he wants to, but more likely, rather than not, he'll have to deal with Zerglings, and he probably will have to get the probe out of there and won't try to throw up any more pylons. And that seems to be the case. 4 Zerglings are now out on the map, but Kaldi is not looking to get a third hatchery yet. Doesn't quite have the money. In fact, he is, wow, really supply blocked. What is going on here? Kaldi is so supply blocked right now, 19 over. Oh my god, that was like 30 seconds of blockage. And in the beginning of the game, supply blocks are so much more devastating than in later in the game, because supply blocks that happen in the beginning have a snowball effect. That means that everything you would have made is now 30 seconds delayed from this point in the game. So that was just terrible for Kaldi. I don't know if he forgot to make an Overlord or if he lost one. We can see the units lost tab isn't showing any Overlords killed. So I think Kaldi just totally forgot to make an Overlord because he was blocked for so long, and I don't know if that was by design. I can't say it was. Maybe he blocked himself to get the third because he was going to get the third hatchery. But I feel like, I don't know. That was pretty bad for Kaldi. We'll see if he decides to mix it up from here on out because he's got to feel like he's behind right now. Look at the supplies right now, only 28 to 28. Most Zerg players would be favoring a slight lead right now. Maybe just like by a little bit. But you can see right now, WhiteRa is pretty much on his toes, or on his heels, I should say. And WhiteRa now just going to add on a Cybernetics core. Back at home, he's got 2 geysers running. And we'll see if he decides to go with, well, I don't know what kind of tech he's going to go with, but we'll see which direction he heads towards. Will it be Stargate or will it be ground? He is getting +1 weapons, so it looks like he wants to stick with ground for now. Gas is now starting to go up for the Zerg player Kaldi, but his supply not ahead of the Protoss player. He's not even mining out of the natural right now, just trying to saturate the third base, but he should start sending some drones over there to the second to make some money. And one Zealot now on the bottom of the map, going around looking for things. A couple of Zerglings going over to the third Nexus to look for an expansion, but there is no expansion there for now. WhiteRa is gonna go ahead and I guess send the Zealot all the way down here to the bottom right, but there's a Queen there, and typically Zealots can't beat a Queen, so WhiteRa will probably just use this as a scout, 100 mineral scout, just to go in there and find out what's going on. And it looks like he is gonna try to do battle with the Queen. He says, "I challenge you to a duel." And actually the Zealot can beat a Queen, but usually what happens is drones are there, and that's why, you know, Queens typically can beat a Zealot. There is a Mothership Core coming though, so I kind of forgot about that. Mothership Core has kind of changed up the fight a little bit, bringing in some aerial support, bringing a knife to the party, and WhiteRa is going to lose one queen. No, actually is going to be able to, excuse me, Kaldi is going to be able to save his queen, and HDreplays is going to be able to get out, actually. So, not going to commit. Of course, even if you kill a queen with a mothership core, it's never worth it if you actually lose the mothership core as well. But it's nice just to send this in here just to find out if the Zerg is doing anything funky. You can get a good scout off. We do see roaches being made right now for Kaldi, but he actually hasn't started Zergling speed yet. That is interesting. Maybe he'll go with Roach Hydras, as we saw Lord Zerg do in the last game. Rather than go for much of any Zergling support at all, he just stuck with Roaches and Hydras. WhiteRa, though, has killed off another Overlord, and now is just kind of parking his forces outside of the Zerg's base, but it looks like he's going to pull back a little bit now. Doesn't want to lose his Stalkers, obviously. The Mothership Core is in no danger of going down to anything, so WhiteRa just leaves it on top of the ramps as an expensive scout, but he knows that if anything comes out right now, that Mothership Core is pretty much safe. Hydras come out, no problem, you can run the Mothership Core away. Queens come out, no problem, you can run the Mothership Core away. So he's just leaving it around here to figure out what's going on, and back at home he says, I feel safe, I'm just gonna go for a third Nexus, and he is adding on a single Immortal due to the roaches he sees, but you know, this is more precautionary more than aggressive. He's definitely gonna stay back and play this game safe, judging by the fact that he's got a third Nexus down. But I'm looking at the upgrades right now, and is that actually Ventral Sax on the way for Kaldi? It is, and he does have Zergling speed coming right now. Is he gonna go for a mass Overlord drop? That's gotta be what he's going for right now. He's gonna have Roach speed, he's gonna have Zergling speed, he's gonna have plus missile. Oh wow, this is a pretty good timing here from Kaldi, if he can hit it, because he's gonna have all these upgrades going for him. And so far, WhiteRa, you can't scout this. That's the thing about going in with a Mothership Core. You see the Roaches and Zerglings, and to a Protoss player, this looks totally normal. This looks like what a Zerg would normally be doing. It's very hard to scout Overlord drop because it comes from the hatchery. It doesn't come from like another type of building. So I think right now, WhiteRa has no idea what's happening. He's positioning all of his forces at the front door. I mean, even the Zerglings are starting to take out the debris here. So Kaldi's almost like playing this out perfectly, but then again, where are his Overlords? If he is going to go for a drop, there we go. They were just a little late to the party. They got to be coming over here now to ferry these forces inwards. And I think what Kaldi's doing here is hoping to keep WhiteRa on the ramp, and instead he's going to send all of his forces over here and drop into the main base. And it looks like that's exactly what he's going for. WhiteRa right now has no idea what's going on. He's poking down the ramp, and he's got to be thinking right now, okay, that's weird, there's nothing there, maybe an attack over at the third. I gotta make a hallucinated Phoenix to find out. He sends a Phoenix to the top side, but he sees absolutely nothing there. So right now WhiteRa's got to be thinking the forces have retreated, I'm okay, but little does he know there's a drop coming into his main base. Now of course his forces aren't too far away, but he immediately pulls his probes out of the way. He knows what's going on right now. Kaldi with the mega drop, everything upgraded here, even starting +2 weapons. He is going to be able to take out this Nexus, but he needs to take it out and get these roaches home safe. Otherwise, he could fall vulnerable to a counterattack. He's retreating his forces a little bit early, though. He's got to take out this Nexus, and he does do that, but I feel like he should have saved more of his roaches, because now these roaches are absolutely screwed. He could actually evacuate them out, but it looks like he's not even going to bother, and ends up losing a lot of roaches there. But he's going for another attack here towards the third base, but WhiteRa's already on top of it, overcharging his Nexus, and those roaches don't even want to deal with Photon Overcharge. That is an imba ability, the roaches say, or Zerg say. But Kaldi is just trying to two-step it, man. He's going left, right, north, south, east, west, just trying to attack as many locations as possible and keeping WhiteRa on the back foot. He could actually take out the Nexus, but it looks like he wants to take out the pylons and depower the gateways. A lot of roaches getting caught in the middle of the field here. I think WhiteRa is saying now he's had enough. He's gonna go for a counterattack, and this is exactly where I feel Kaldi is gonna be limited, because he's so aggressive right now. He doesn't have any way to actually stop this army, and WhiteRa says, all right, it's time for a base trade. One Immortal is going to go down here in the main base, just coming out of the wrong area. Kaldi needs to focus down the pylons powering this gateway grid, and that's exactly what he's going to go for. Meanwhile, Kaldi also needs to be a little bit aware about his hatcheries here. He knows now these hatcheries are going to go down. There's no way he can save it. So at this moment in time, I think it's in his best interest, rather than play defensive, get everything on the offensive. That includes his queens and his drones, and he's going to get everything and send them away. So we'll see if this is going to be effective or not. He has depowered the warp gates. You'll note the APM for both players right now, not too high actually, as you might expect, but they are being pretty efficient. That's for sure. The pylons have went down, but more pylons are coming up. Meanwhile, Roach is coming through the front door. The hatchery has gone down for Kaldi at the third, but will he be able to take out the Nexus here? The Nexus is overcharged. And one Immortal is back there as well. I think WhiteRa can hold on here. That Immortal in the back using the minerals also to block off the Roaches. Beautiful positioning here from WhiteRa. He's got the overcharge, he's got an Immortal. It just went down, but he's got Stalkers in the high ground. He should be able to take out this army. Back at over on the other side of the map, WhiteRa is also going to take out the natural, but there are drones, not anything more than drones. And I thought that might have been an actual army, but it's just Kaldi's drones. It is not going to be enough to kill off a Nexus, that's for sure. And WhiteRa definitely holds on there and wins another game here against Kaldi. So a beautiful play right there. I feel like maybe Kaldi said, screw it, I'm going to go for drop because I supply blocked myself so badly. Let me go ahead and check again to see if he did indeed block himself, as long as I thought he did. So he cancels Extractor, and there we go. You're supposed to make an Overlord a lot sooner than that, because right now you're just completely blocked. You can't make any more drones, you can't make any more queens. Well, you couldn't make another queen, but still pretty terrible there. And that's maybe why he decided to say, screw it, I've messed up my build in the beginning, I'm just gonna go for an all-in and hope it works. Unfortunately it didn't, but I hope you guys enjoyed this cast, and this is HD, and I'm signing out.